Venerable Sekwamping, Venerables, all our religious leaders who are here with us this morning, distinguished guests, and all the friends who are here in the hall together. Thank you very much for inviting my wife and I to join you at this celebration. I think it is very meaningful that you have chosen the theme of mutual compassion, peaceful world. In fact, each year on Vesak Day, many Buddhists go about acts of compassion and generosity, contributing to various charitable causes, visiting various homes and shelters, various acts of compassion and generosity. And these acts reflect what Venerable Sekwamping just explained. They reflect a core Buddhist belief that our well-being is intimately tied to the well-being of all beings and the world around us. And when we are selfless and compassionate, we create a ripple effect of peace and harmony that benefits all. And as Venerable Sek also reminded us, this includes looking after nature, because all our actions have consequences throughout the web of life. The values of selflessness, compassion, tolerance, and acceptance of others are a way of life for Buddhists. But they are also highly relevant to how we live together in a multiracial and multi-religious Singapore, where each community's well-being is bound up with the well-being of others in society. By the way, before I carry on, can you hear me at the back there? No problem. Okay, very good. And this basic understanding, I think, is quite profound. And I appreciated very much what Venerable Sek said. Selflessness, compassion, and acceptance of others in thought and action will indeed help Singapore remain an oasis of peace and harmony. It helps also for us to appreciate that while we have quite different and diverse cultures, with some obvious differences between them, there is also a lot in common between them. The cultures practiced by each of our communities, and even some of our different religions, indeed shaped and influenced each other. For example, scholars show how the Buddhist and Hindu cultures borrowed extensively from each other over centuries in India, and how as Buddhism spread from India to China and much of East Asia, it interacted with local beliefs and cultures. We should therefore cherish both our diversity and what we share in common, including what we share as a result of our cultures having interacted with each other over time. I commend the Singapore Buddhist Federation and all our other religious organizations and community organizations in Singapore for your efforts to deepen mutual understanding and acceptance, especially among young Singaporeans. There are many programs you've been organizing in this regard, including the Ask Me Anything series for each of our faiths and many other activities. Our Harmony Circles, the Common Census for Common Spaces program, and so on. However, what matters is not just what our religious leaders do, but what each of us as Singaporeans do to ensure we remain an oasis of harmony, and that we strengthen our multiculturalism in Singapore. What we can do is often small things, small ways in our everyday lives. being respectful of each other, and bringing each other into conversations at school and at work. Just that simple act alone is extremely meaningful, bringing each other into conversations. Looking out for each other's children as neighbors, encouraging them to play in the same teams. These simple acts are what develops our sense of comfort with each other, creates friendships, and over time, it tightens the knitting of our social fabric. I wish happiness and serenity to all Buddhists ahead of Vesak Day. May we show wisdom in the practice of our religions and cultures and appreciate both our diversity and what we have in common. And let us cultivate friendships in our everyday lives. And before I forget, let us also celebrate all our mothers today on Mother's Day. My best wishes ahead of Vesak Day. 祝大家卫赛节快乐，吉祥如意。Thank you very much.